Welcome, my friends of the interwebs, and welcome to my third installment of, advice for new YouTubers. And maybe even some people are saying advice for old YouTubers that weren't doing it right. Listen, before I even start that, I said this before, I am not the know-it-all, be-know-all, whatever, grand poobah, whatever, anything. Okay? I'm just giving you advice. Take it or leave it. It is what it is. Some of it's probably good advice, maybe some of it not so good. I don't know. I'm just, I am what I am. So, having said that, I believe I left off, and we're going to continue to go on self-promoting yourself on YouTube. And I think that there's just a couple more things that I would like to say about it, and then we'll move on to what seems to be on everybody's mind, and that is how to monetize your videos and how to make money from your videos. And I can respect that because times are tough. All right, every little bit coming in helps, and we will talk a little bit about the capitalism that's involved, and also because I am a political beast, I will also talk about the communists out there on YouTube and the internets that are just that communists. All right, so anyway, self-promotions. Now, I did want to talk about getting other people to support you in promoting your channel. And I'm going to use Nut and Fancy as an example. If you do not know who Nut and Fancy is, feel free to check his channel out. Love him or hate him, he is pretty damn good at self-promotion. Okay, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. Okay, and I'm going to use Nut and Fancy as a perfect example of what I'm talking about here. Those of you who do know him know that he has a group of people or followers, friends, subscribers, whatever you want to call them. Some people, he may even call them cult members, but you know what? It's all good as far as I'm concerned. They are called the TNPers. He's branded himself or his channel as being the TNP Project, the Nut and Fancy Project. And as far back as I can remember, the people that followed him and were supporters of his or fans of his called themselves TNPers. Now, I don't know if it's a chicken or an egg thing or a horse or a cart thing. I have no idea who started calling who what. I don't know if he started calling his people or his subscribers or followers TNPers, or if somebody started that. I have no idea. All I know is it is part of the lexicon. So, if you're a TNPer, you know what I'm talking about. So, I don't consider myself one, but I've never been much of a follower, to truth be known. Anyway, listen, here's the thing. So if you can engage your audience, if you can engage your supporters to the point where they actually feel like becoming part of your channel or part of your how can I put this, presence, then that's awesome. And that's really, to be honest with you, that's nice. I remember seeing somebody calling, a couple of people that followed Chris the Blade calling themselves Bladeheads. And I told her, I said, I don't know if she ever took this advice or not, because believe me, she's a teenager. She don't always take Uncle Rich's advice. But I told her, I said, you need to foster that. It's kind of a cool thing if you can get a bunch of people that would call themselves Bladeheads and follow you. But, I think she's probably going to do a lot of things that she hasn't done yet. Oh, she may have done it, I don't know, but probably when school's out, because right now she's a full-time student and works like 3 jobs, and yeah. So YouTube is still not a major priority, though she does put a lot of effort into it. Okay, so if you can find a way to create that kind of viewer loyalty, that fan base loyalty to the point where they will actually buy your products and wear your t-shirt and hats proudly and consider themselves to be just that on your pit crew or your roadie or whatever, then that's definitely choice, because now you've got a mountain of goodwill ambassadors who are doing nothing but promoting you and ultimately making you more successful, and success breeds success, and also you will get paid. That's just it. Now let me segue that into the you will get paid part, because a lot of people have asked me, the majority of people who ask me questions, literally the number one question that I get asked is, how do I make money? How can I make money? In fact, funny, real quick, the person I talked to, I think in my last video, about doing the Jerry Springer School of Promotion stuff, it was funny because she asked that exact question. How do I monetize? How do I make money? I want to do this for a living. Exactly what she said. Like I said, I'm not naming names. But it's just funny when I see her now attacking people about how they're not into this for the right reasons, and you know, it's all about money to them and blah blah blah. And it's like, you know, it's stuff like that makes me ill. It just really does. So anyway, how do you monetize and how do you make money, and can you make a living doing this? There's all kinds of questions, and so I'm going to try to take them the best I can. Because number one, I do not make my living on YouTube. Okay, I do not make my living off of the internet. It's not something that I pursued with that kind of vigor, because it would take serious vigor. It would take serious dedication to self-promotion and stuff that I just really don't have time or desire to do. But having said that, a good example of somebody that is making enough money to keep gas in her car is Crystal Blade, and she's a college kid. So, you know, does she plan on doing this for her living? I don't think so. I don't know, though, but I mean, I don't think so. But I do know one thing. For a college kid to have enough money coming every month to fill their gas tank up is huge for making YouTube videos. So, I mean, for what that's worth, okay, and whatever other things she does to make money. So, all right. First and foremost, you must have Google AdSense. Okay, if you don't know what Google AdSense is, and it's a goofy spelling, just Google it. Google it. Google AdSense. It's the platform that gets you paid. Okay, literally. Now, there are some huge changes going on right now with Google AdSense and YouTube. So take everything I'm about to say with a grain of salt when it comes to AdSense, because I'm not sure how they're changing things. I do know it's a big change. They're using analytics as a reporting system now. I don't know if they're going to completely separate YouTube from AdSense. I don't know where the money's coming in. I guess I'll know towards the end of the month, because when I get paid, I'll know, is it from AdSense? Is it from who knows? But so anyway, but for right now, you have to monetize your videos through AdSense, at least you used to. I almost hate to say that because, like I said, they're making big changes. What you do, first thing you got to do is get a video. Okay, get a video posted. In the old days, you would have to apply for Google AdSense. I'm not sure how that works now. It's been so long since I've done this stuff, okay? But in the old days, you would have to apply for Google AdSense, and from that point, you would have to be approved, and then you could, you know, I don't know, go through the whole system. It's not difficult, but it's kind of convoluted, and, you know, and in that sense, it's kind of confusing, but once you get it set up, it's all good. It becomes autopilot, and then you have to worry about it anymore. So from my understanding now, you upload a video, and then there will be a button that says monetize this video, or you are approved to monetize this video, or however it's said. Just follow those links. You will need to give them your basic information, and that is your social security number, or if you're a business, your federal tax ID number, and you'll also have to give them a checking account, whether it's your personal or your business checking account, in order for you to get paid. Now, in the old days, they would send you a check. They don't do that anymore. They direct deposit everything. So you have to have a checking account or the ability to get your money deposited, you know. And then that happens every month. Once you reach the threshold is $100. So you have to make $100 every month to get a check. Now, I'm very blessed. I make that every month. You know, some months are really great. Some months aren't so great. But I don't remember ever not getting a check, but that's, you know, that is what it is. And same thing goes for Krista. I don't think she's ever not gotten a check, but she hit the ground running pretty hard. Nah, I take it back. Maybe she didn't get a check her first month. I don't remember, but she's getting a check pretty regularly now. It's not for a ton of money, but it's for, like I said, enough to keep gas in her car, and for a college kid, that's freaking huge. So, okay. Once you go through the bullshit and jump through the hoops to be able to monetize your videos, it's just simple. You post a video, and there'll be a tab that says monetization. You click that tab. Now, this is in the video editor, okay? And you click that tab. It's the one in the middle, and then there'll be a little checkbox for monetization. You click that, and then your video will then automatically have an ad. Now, there are some there are some finer options as far as, do you want the TrueView ads to run? Do you want, and by the way, yes, you want those. You want those TrueView ads. Those are the pre-rolls, the commercials that pop up. Okay, you want that because that's kind of nice. Now, how you get paid on ads on your videos is pretty simple. Two ways. One is if somebody, if they're running a little commercial, in front of your video or at the end or in the middle or however you put it, if somebody sits through that whole thing and does not hit the click or skip ad button, then you will get paid. Google gets whatever it may be. It may be as little as 4 cents, or maybe as much as, I've seen as high as 25 cents, and then you get a percentage of that. It's that simple. And then that percentage of that money goes into your AdSense account, and it, well, now analytics, whatever, and it accumulates. And then once you get the $100 threshold, like I said, then they deposit the money into your account. So it's that simple. And if there's no pre-roll, if there's no little commercial, and let's say it's just a little banner ad or click, then if somebody clicks that ad, you get paid. Now, one thing is very, very important. Do not encourage your friends and family to click those ads. That happens too often, and Google eventually figures out there's something very wrong. And so, for example, if 99% of your clicks are coming from, you know, I don't know, Timbuktu, then they know there's something wrong. Or a percentage, because they pretty much know the percentage. Everything's numbers. Everything is numbers. So they know that if you get 100 views on your video, they know that less than 10 people are going to actually either sit through an ad or whatever. It may even be lower than that. Maybe like 2 or 3 or 4%. So they know. So if they know that if your numbers are, I don't know, 98%, they know there's something wrong there. So I guess my point is, I wouldn't even tell friends and family about that and how you get paid or how you make money on that. But that is how you make money. You make money from people either watching the commercials or from people clicking your ads that are banner ads. And, you know, it's just that simple. It's no more complicated than that. And it's the numbers game. Certain amount of people. That's why you need views. Views means money. And here's why. Because it's a numbers game. And let's just use 5%. Okay, you know that 5% of the people, on average, are going to either watch or click or whatever. So, and if you're getting paid on those 5%, then obviously 1,000 views, 5% of 1,000 views is going to be an X amount of money. But if 5% of 100,000 views is totally, you know, you see what I'm saying? That's why views are king. That's why people want views. Because they know that only a certain percentage of people are gonna treat them right as far as ad-wise goes, and you know, it's just about numbers. You know, it's just about numbers. So, having said that, monetization of your videos is one piece of the puzzle, or as I like to say, piece of the pie, because I'm a fat bastard and pies appeal to me. You know, here's the thing, and I want you guys to understand this. When you build your brand and when you build your fan loyalty and your fan base and your number of subscribers and your Facebook subscribers or friends, you become a platform that you can monetize on your own. And that's very important because you can't have all your eggs in one basket. Let me give you an example. And I'm not saying that this is around the corner for YouTube. I'm not saying this. But what I am saying is this. There's always big changes going on YouTube. And I've always said this too. It's never good for the little guys. Ever. So YouTube has always been and will always be a place of haves and have-nots. And there are, some people may argue there's also a place for have-a-littles and have-a-little-bit-mores, you know, but bottom line, you've got your Philip DeFrancos, your FPS Russias, your iJustines, and then you've got your way down the tier from that, you've got your Nut and Fancies, your Hickok 45s, your Cutlery Lovers, and then way down from that, you've got your Mad Bad Voodoos, you know, and you know, a whole slew of other people, Crystal Blades and people like that. So that's just kind of the way it works. So here's the thing: you need to diversify, and the reason why is, and this is a good example. There was a time when you could monetize your podcasts just with AdSense. If you had a podcast, which was your own little personal radio show, which I dabbled in a little bit, and I may go back into that, but if you had a podcast, you could put ads on it through AdSense and you could make money. That worked out great for probably, I think they did that for like 3 years. Well, then all of a sudden, almost overnight, they stopped allowing AdSense on podcasts. I don't know why. I'm sure the bean counters decided it wasn't worth it. I have no clue. But and maybe it had something to do with the fact that they were starting Google Plus and there was going to be a live feature there, and I really don't know. But I do know this. All those people that were making their living doing podcasts, and there was probably many people that were, almost overnight lost it all because no longer had a way to generate revenue. So why do I bring that up? Well, here's why. this is what's important to understand about this. You must have more ways. You must use your popularity to diversify your income streams. And here's what I mean by that. And I hate to keep using Crystal Blade just because. Well, you know what? I won't use Crystal Blade. I will use Nothing Fancy because he does it pretty well too. He sells a lot of swag. And that's TNP everything. TNP T-shirts, TNP hats, TNP underwear. I don't know that he does underwear, but you know where I'm going with this. He also sells, from what I can remember, he sells TNP. That doesn't matter. He sells a lot of stuff, and people that are his fans buy it, and he makes money off of that. And by the way, I support that a gazillion percent because I am a capitalist. Okay, I am not a internet communist. Now we'll get to that, I promise. Okay, so that's another revenue stream for him. So he has a revenue that's being generated from the Google AdSense, which I don't know how much money he's making. All I know is that it's probably fairly significant. And I say that only from how much money that I'm making, and I'm very, 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 very small compared to him. So if even if you just keep the math simple, well, I'm not even going to say how much he's making. All I'm going to say is that it's worth his time to do what he's doing. God bless him. God bless Hickok45. God bless Jeff from Cutlery Lover. God bless them all. God bless them all, because this is capitalism and this is what our country's founded on. So, okay, but I won't get into that yet. I know I keep wanting to. But here's the thing. So diversification of revenue streams is extremely important here. Now, whether that's selling T-shirts, and by the way, this I have experience with because I have sold T-shirts not once, not twice, but 3 times I have sold T-shirts. I started out selling Mad Bad Voodoo orange T-shirts, and then I switched it to red T-shirts, and then I switched it to black T-shirts. Now, the reason why I did that, okay, the T-shirts thing, I didn't make a ton of money on, but I did make money, I ain't gonna lie to you. And it did help with certain things, like I think one T-shirt sales, I bought some piece of equipment. I don't know if it was a tripod or what, but it really did help my video production. So I did get put back into the as Nothing Fancy we call it, the project, whatever. But I don't care if you use your money to put a new roof on your house. I don't give a rat's ass. That's what capitalism is all about. So, okay, but the reason I did the 3 different colors was because I knew that I had certain fans that would buy another T-shirt if it was a different color. They're not going to buy. They've already got an orange shirt. They're not going to buy another orange shirt, but they would like to have a red one, and they would like to have a black one. And I will tell you that I haven't been motivated to do it recently, just because. But I do know that if I came out with another color of T-shirt, I would sell a bunch more, and make money. So that's just another revenue stream. Yes. So the more revenue streams, the better. Okay, now some people sell T-shirts, some people sell, I've seen people sell brass. I've seen, oh God, who was it? Oh, Jeff and Heather. Jeff and Heather down in Louisiana, who are 2 of my favorite people in the whole world, by the way. But she made a body cast, and I believe she signed it and sold it. And God bless her, God bless her. There's lots of things you can do like that. Now, which brings me to, though, I want to say this. If you're one of those people that don't like to be sold to, don't be bought, or don't buy. But don't bag on people for trying to pay their bills. Don't do that, because that's just douchebaggery, period. There are people who, now listen, real quick, I'm going to get to this, because when you're talking about selling things to subscribers or a fan base, there are people who get a little butthurt about that. And there's lots of reasons for that. Mostly, a lot of them are just misguided. They don't get it. They don't see. If there are people out there who don't make videos and don't understand the time and expense it takes to make videos, it's hard for them to really understand this. But it is expensive to make videos. It's not cheap. It just isn't. And it's very time consuming. And yes, it's in a lot of ways our hobby and our passion, but if you can make a living or make some money off your hobby and passion, it's the best. Okay? The fact of the matter is that if you're watching videos and you're getting what for all intents and purposes amounts to free entertainment, okay, and somebody wants to sell a T-shirt now and again, or a poster or whatever, and you've got something to say about it that's negative, fuck you. Bottom line, fuck you. Get the fuck off my channel. Don't come back. Fuck you. That's the way I look at it. Because to me, if you can't put up a little bit of capitalism because it annoys you, but yet you're not entertaining me, I'm entertaining you, then simple, 2 words, fucking you. It's that simple. It is that simple. And right now, and I'm telling you right now, you people got to understand this. I've been around for a long time. I'm over giving a rat's ass. If it's my way. This is my world. And if you don't like it, tough shit. Period. It's simple. Okay? It's simple. It makes me so mad. And I've seen everybody get bagged on, from Nut and Fancy to whoever. I've seen everybody get bagged on for trying to make a few bucks. For literally just that. But yet the people will soak up all the free entertainment from these people that they can get. You know, they're not buying anybody's cameras. They're not, they're not paying anybody's, bills. But yet they got something to say from their lazy boy with their cordless mouse on their belly. So whatever. But I'm just telling you, you're going to run into that if you start trying to do the things I tell you to do. But that's okay. Do not let anybody ever say to you, you're in this for the wrong reasons. What are they talking about? It's the same douchebags that said to Bob Dylan when he went electric, you're selling out. Yeah. He's still making great music, but there were a lot of people that were like, you're a sellout, because they knew that he was going for a broader audience. The folk audience, which was a strong audience, wasn't where it was at. It was a good audience, and he could make a decent living doing little folk concerts and stuff, but bottom line, he knew he had to go electric. Now, I know that some of my younger followers are like, Bob who? Google him, Bob Dylan. So anyway, but you're always going to have that, and you better have tough skin if you're making freaking YouTube videos to begin with. Okay, I've had people call me all kinds of things. Not always just for trying to make a buck either. You just got to kind of, like it goes back to the troll thing, you just block and boot. It's just what you do. But do not ever be ashamed, and do not ever make apologies for being a capitalist and making money. Now, there is, unfortunately, in the United States especially, a lot of communists. I'm just going to call them what they are. Communists. As far as I'm concerned, if you're a registered Democrat in today's world, you're a communist. Bottom line. Now, I know there will be a lot of people right now going, oh my God, I've been a Democrat my whole life. I'm not a communist. Yeah, well, you know what? Your party's communist. So, come out from the darkness and into the light. There is a movement afoot, and, the re-election of Barack Obama kind of proves it. There's a movement afoot for communism, for statism, for all of us just to be little, drones being taken care of from cradle to grave. I don't want to be taken care of from cradle to grave. I want to make my own way in life. I want to make my own decisions. I want to be free. I want to bask in liberty. That's what I want. That's why I embrace capitalism. And capitalism has freed more people on this planet than the history of man's existence. And I embrace it. God bless everybody else that embraces it. And if you're one of those communists that they have this idealism about YouTube, and most of those douchebags don't even make videos. That's the funny thing. They've got this idea about what YouTube is supposed to be and what it's supposed to be. They're okay with Google making money, hand over fist, but they're not okay with you making money. Ridiculous. Just ridiculous. So, all right, I'm going to get off my soapbox on that one. But just understand, though, that if you're going to monetize videos and you're going to try to sell products to your fan base, you will get some blowback from people. That's just the way it's going to be. You must not pay attention to those idiots. And I am calling them idiots. You must not pay attention to them. Because, you know what? Bottom line, life is short. It reminds me of the song from the 20s, We're in the Money. And a lot of you probably don't even know what I'm talking about, but there's a song, and it was from the days of the Roaring '20s. It basically says, "We're in the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along." And the fact of the matter is that it takes money in this world. It takes money in this world, and there's a lot of unemployed people right now, and you have the ability. YouTube, social networking in general, gives you the ability to create your own platform to make a living. I'm not one of these people, but there are lots of people who literally make their living from YouTube and social networking. They make a lot of money. A lot of money. FPS Russia makes a lot of money. No matter what his manager or agent had to say recently, trust me when I tell you, if you just do the most simple and basic math, you know that he makes an enormous amount of money. So it is what it is. So I encourage everybody to get on board and do just that. Now the thing of it is that Not everybody's going to be able to make money because, like I said, YouTube is a place of haves and have-nots, and some have littles and have a little bit mores and whatnot. If your channel is new, or you haven't done the promotional work, or you just get very unlucky, and I'm going to talk about that in a second as far as the Google algorithms and search results. But if you're just not lucky with the views and whatnot, and you've put the work in and you've got good content, you know, you're not going to make a lot of money. I know people who monetize their videos and they don't get a lot of views, and sometimes it's their own fault, but sometimes it's not, and they're just not making any money. I know people who've never gotten a Google check, ever. And they've been monetizing videos for over a year and they've never got one. Some people are like, oh, I'm at $30 now. I've been doing this for 2 years. Well, you know, and I feel bad for you because that is a reality for a lot of people. So let's talk a little bit about that. How do some people become the haves and the have-nots? And this is a very controversial subject. And a lot of people that I know don't agree with what I'm about to say, but I like to keep it real, and I like to share with you what my beliefs are and what my observations have been over the last several years. YouTube is owned by Google. Google is the #1 search engine on the planet, period. And they control the search results on every level. And if you're unfortunate enough to not fall into the, even though you've done your work, you've self-promoted, you've done everything you could possibly do, you're just, for whatever reason, you don't find yourself being up there at the top of the search results, you're screwed. That's exactly it. You're screwed. The bottom line is simple. You need to be searchable. You need to be at the top of the results. When somebody searches for, let's say your big thing is guns, and your #1 gun that you have is a Sig Sauer P229 Equinox, and somebody searches P229 Equinox, they need to be able to find you in the top. If you're not there, you're dead in the water. No matter what you do, you're dead in the water. So how does that work? Well, a guy named Renetto, who is thought of as basically he was the first YouTube star. I will say that. He was the first person to have a viral video ever in the history of the universe. And that video was called Diet Coke and Mentos. Or it might have been called Mentos and Diet Coke. I don't remember. But Renetto was a huge star, all the way up until the point where he got off the reservation with Google. Google had bought YouTube. Lots of changes happened. At the old YouTube facilities, there was actually a conference room, and they named that conference room the Renetto room. So Renetto, I think he thought he had a lot more juice than he actually did with Google, because Google didn't give a rat's ass, whereas the old guys that owned YouTube would call him from time to time to see how he's doing, But Google didn't give a rat's ass about Renetto, and I'm sure quite quickly after they bought YouTube, yanked the name, the Renetto room, off of that conference room. But anyway, Renetto made a video one time, and he basically said this. He said a lot of people believe that, in what Google tells you and YouTube tells you, and that's if you play the game, you interact with people, and you do the whole thing, that you can become famous. And he said nothing could be further from the truth. He said, bottom line, he said, YouTube or Google takes you like this and puts you on a pedestal, right? Just like that, and puts you where they want you to be. Now, there may be some truth to that, I don't know, but I will tell you this, it seems likely. Just because you see this. You see people's channels taken off, and then other people's not. There's a reason for that, and I know for a fact that it has everything to do with search results. Okay? Search results are king, period. They can make you, they can break you, And no matter how good your channel is, if you're not up there in the search algorithms, you're screwed. Some people claim that they have a method to beat that. Some people say a lot of things. I don't know how true they are. But I will tell you that when Renetto got off the reservation and kind of publicly made that statement, he couldn't catch a cold after that. Basically Google said, really, you're going to talk out of school like that, are you? And that was it. Boom. Bye-bye. And now, and Renetto, I think Renetto's still got like 40,000 subscribers, but it's over for him. He's, it's over for him. It was over for him back then. So, but anyway, yeah, now I'm running out of time. Diversify your revenue streams, people. Diversify your revenue streams. I may or may not come back with another video on this. This is the third one. This one's a half an hour. Last one was a half an hour. I don't know that I have a whole lot more to say. If there's anything that I didn't cover, down in the comment section, go ahead and let me know. I guess there are some other little nuancy things like what I just said. Let me know in the comment section. That's one thing you need to do, is to remind people to subscribe, remind people to rate, remind people to make comments, because people need reminded. That's just a fact. But anyway, if there's anything else you'd like to know, or you think I might be able to help you out in that regard, just comment me, let me know. Other than that, I probably won't do another one of these. Hopefully what I have done is help some people. I don't, like I said, don't claim to be the know-it-all, the expert, the end of all, whatever, but it is what it is. So anyway, everybody take care. See ya!